Dear families from all countries, dear volunteers, subscribers, and teachers, how are you doing? Okay, I hope you're doing really great. All right, so here we have different updates for different things. On this video, I just posted a few hours ago saying basic things about our principles, right, of the organization, just in those 50 minutes, this video I just posted there. I said this following videos about this and that, I said a bunch of things, but I didn't realize before it was too long, became too long, was almost 3 hours, so I decided to take those extra parts, those updates I'm gonna post right here in this video now, and making because it was going to take forever to download, so it's better make small ones up to 2 hours. So that's why I'm very sorry, my apologies. So here it is. Our next updates is the update number 14. Here we are. Okay, this first video, this first minute I'm gonna show you right now, it's about the little signs that, so I think I didn't post them before, I'm very sorry. So here it is. It's about a minute long. Thank you. All right, so for the beaches, we will leave after the line. So up to here, we're gonna make these huge barriers. I think 4, yes, I think no, it's decided. 4 barriers, here you're gonna take this point out. I already talked about those points. Korea, and I don't even know what's here. Japan gonna go out because an island, right? Here's Japan. We already talked about this in another video. Here's Korea, South Korea, North Korea, take out this point. And here is Russia. We take this point out and okay, so we're gonna finish here. That's the end line right here. All this in Alaska. Alaska is right there. Alaska, it's close by going this way. Okay, Alaska gonna be demolished, and this point, all this point gonna be demolished because it's huge continent and needs to be more harmonious. All right, the same way, anywhere that's not really rock, mountains, we're gonna make the 4 barriers every 10 meters, okay? Because then we know that the ocean, in case for future millenniums, they have these huge barriers, So they're gonna be about 2 meters thick, I guess. And then at the end of the first, you count 10 or 20 meters, every 10 meters, every 10 meters to make a barrier right there at the beach. At the end of this 2 meters barrier comes the next. At the end of this 2 meters barrier comes the next. For all the locations that's beach and not really sturdy rock, real rock, all right? Okay, and gonna be how long is needed, even that they're gonna connect to others. If it's needed, that's exactly what you're gonna do. If all this is beach, for example, right? Because we're gonna cut here, make a limit line, and make the barriers before we demolish. Makes sense, right? Maybe we can demolish this area first, but not too close, right? Make the barriers, make everything with all this technology we have to make it perfect and round and harmonious here. You see? So this point gonna get out, it's others. I showed in another video a few months ago. Okay, so here we are. This is the living area, okay? So we have some China here, some India there, so if you get Google Maps, you already know there, right? That's the living area. So the end will be more or less here, according to Tunisia. That's south of Beijing, much south of Beijing. So let me show you here. Go down, down, down. So here it's our living area, Tunisia. That's our limit line right there, Tunisia. You see? Get Tunisia. And that's what you have. So South Korea gonna get gone because we're not going to have that tiny tip, the tiny little piece of South Korea, right? Makes sense. So we're gonna cover this Gulf here, South Korea Gulf, you see, to make harmonious with the entire thing. And Japan already said, gonna take everything out because make no sense to keep an islands. Okay, so we're gonna close right here. This limit line, we stop right here. And Alaska is right there, you see? If we move a little bit more, so here's Canada and here's Alaska. You see? AK is abbreviation for Alaska. That is actually part of the United States. That make no sense, you know? And here's Russia, right? Okay, the Siberian Sea, you know, it's Siberia, all this area here, you know, it's freezing cold. All right, so we are here. All right, so let's focus on the area we will live. Let's say a few words that is here, okay? All right, south of Beijing a little bit. That's the area you're gonna focus. So if you take out, oh, sorry, Turkey, because Turkey, we're not talking about deserts anymore. We're just gonna talk about here. We're gonna take part of Vietnam and Thailand, you see? So here, so we have here Vietnam, we have here Thailand, Philippines gonna get gone, and here Malaysia gonna get gone because they're islands. I know they're beautiful, but they're not sustainable. We have to think straight what's the most positive and sustainable instead of thinking other things, you know. All right, good. And we're gonna build beautiful, right? How many cities we know they're far away from beaches? They're beautiful, they're clean, they're organized, they're neat. We're gonna do the same, but closer to the ocean because we need to eat fish and enjoy, you know, healthy water and have salt, iodine, and little particles that will come, you know, with the years, that as it is right now, you know, because the waves, you know, the currents, the waves, you know, they bring particles from different continents. So beaches are great also because of that. I think I already said that in one of the videos. I don't know if I saved that video, but I already said that. Every beach, it's a natural thing. The currents go, come back, go, come back. So they have different minerals on this water going, coming back. It's very healthy. We're going to have healthy fish. We're going to have algae we can eat. We're going to have the salt with iodine. All these things. That is why we are going to live by 200 or 100 meters until here, more or less, right? Tunisia, more or less here, okay? Until the limit. This is our living area to now up to 200. And afterwards, we're going to tell you the real limit after good calculations, because then we're going to know there's no natives in the middle of the woods. We're going to already inspect, check everything. So for now, everyone can live up to 4 years or so, right? Already go to closest to the cities already exist up to 200 kilometers from the beach line. Beach line, you know, it's where's the first road, right? Or the first little wall. Some of them have 1 meter wall, right? Wall, or you know, pedestrian sidewalk, anything that's built, just for us to calculate for now, okay? Because as I said, some beaches are long, some are short, some move around. So, and if it's pointy, we're gonna take out, you know. So here, sorry, I didn't talk about that. So let me repeat. South of India gone, Malaysia gone, Philippines gone, Korea, North and South Korea gone, Japan gone, and everything else already said. So if we say a few more words about our living area, gonna be on this location, all right? So everyone else, let me see if I have another color here. Everyone else that is not a desert, you see all this green area here is not a desert. It's already woods there. It's not a desert, and it's not 200 kilometers from the beach. What you gonna do? Already move out. Clean up, move out, clean up, move out, demolish everything. So whichever city you are, all these are green areas and people live on those places, village, city, whichever, okay? So they are not desert. You see where our deserts are? You hear? Iran, China, and a little piece of Mongolia desert. So they are not deserts. You see? A little bit of Turkey. So you have 1, 2, the 4, and the 5 a little bit here. So all this green area, if you live on this green area, you have to move out somewhere. Okay, already move out. You know, to the deserts or to the beach. And do not move, of course, to places gonna cut out. Because then you have to move and then you're gonna move again. So of course, be smart. You cannot come here, not Malaysia, not Philippines, right? Not Japan, all right? So every one of this green area, here I'm just giving an example for Asia, but the same for United States, the same for all the other deserts, Australia, okay? You move out somewhere, you clean up your part, you have children, you move now as soon as possible, up to 8 weeks. You have to move if you have children. If you have children up to 8 years old, you have to move in up to 8 weeks. All right, so we give room to other people. So you move, or you go to a supporting city, you know, as I showed you here in Africa, or you move, if you're not sure, you go to where you're sure, all right? Because we have thousands of people that gonna be moving towards the equator. So don't worry, we are going to have enough people to cover those deserts, right? Many people, everybody that do not have kids, they have to go now, move now, or they're gonna help to clean up their countries, or they're gonna move to desert lands. All right? Make sense? They have to keep cleaning up, moving south towards the equator. The same as for here, the same as for Europe. You know, who's gonna stay there? The first 10 department directors. So if you get a quick here, let's go see the roads, because roads are mostly where, here. You see? Europe, the roads in Europe, even Norway, Sweden, Finland, you see there? It's a lot, right? But we have people all over Russia here, okay? All over we have those roads because people move, travel, all right. So they are going to move. Who will stay? So let me give us some examples. Let's get the examples here for, goodness. Here, let's get some examples of these blue marked areas. They're roads. You see there? We don't have roads at the deserts, right? A very few close by. And here, Mongolia is an exception. We have a few there. Okay, a few here. All right. So, who gonna stay for the last? The first 10 department directors, married couple with 2 children or teens. They're the best. They pass the best. They're gonna stay for the last. That is reasonable. Everyone else need to move in up to 8 weeks. Soon as possible, move somewhere. Okay? Talk to the country you're going, and you have to move out. All right? So, remember that we say, here. Remember that I told you we're gonna have 4 couples. Every place gonna have 4 married, right? Married couples that will help to organize to have those 10 department directors. Each property of all types. Residential properties, right? And eventually we need, so this I said for residential property, residential communities, that's what I said, because it's a group of houses, right? Okay, so, and then the business owners, the business owners, they pass to the 4 couples because this is cold area, nobody gonna live there, right? So if they're small, they already give their paper signing a deed to the Peace and Love Organization. They're gonna give that, they're gonna turn in the paper to a school because we're not going to have offices around. It's just a few schools, a few families demolishing, right? Okay? All right, so that's how we're gonna do it. So, residential communities, they're living there, and suddenly one day gonna be only a hotel. On that whole city, gonna be only a hotel, right? With 50, 100 families, whichever it is, they're gonna start being diminished. But all the families with up to 8 years old move now. 8 years old is the limit. You can stay, or you can go to the beach, or you go to deserts. That's the limit. If your youngest child is 8 years old, you go to the beach or you go to the deserts. I'm just giving here some examples, right? Go one way or another. You have to decide in 8 weeks. Move out. All right? Of your choice. If you don't move of your choice, you're gonna go to where, every leftover family will be going to. Whichever is needed, or whichever we find a hotel, and then you can't choose anymore. If you're choosing, it's on your hands. Look out, evaluate, and move. Get an airplane or get your car and move, drive, whichever you are. It is not the living line here in the top of Tunisia. If you live anywhere here in Europe, anywhere here, okay, move out. What are the exceptions that you can, if you have children, you don't have an exception. You have to already move to the living line down, okay, or be in a supporting line that is not a cold area. So nobody with up to 8 years old gonna live in this area. They're gonna support other deserts such as Africa. 2 years they live on the sides, because you're gonna be too much demolition. Remember, it's not to hurt anybody. It's rules and guidelines. It's not to be mean to anybody. It's not to hurt anybody's feelings. Not to make anybody crazy. It's not that. Gonna be too much demolish on those cities. We don't want that dust to hurt pregnant women. We don't want that dust to hurt babies. So that's why you have to live in an area that is not going to be too much demolished as best as possible, which are what, so here is the Sahel line. So that are the center of the continents, people have to move out somewhere. And beach areas always have more wind, that's a normal thing. Usually, they always have more wind coming from the ocean. We're going to learn how to make prayers and bring the wind to, and water. The place is going to be demolished, but we can't water the demolition itself. So we have to water some areas, but we cannot water everything, so we won't have problems demolishing buildings. Makes sense, right? We cannot put water in demolition items, right? Boxes, whichever they are called, they're small boxes, right? Bigger, smaller, and proper locations for them to demolish everything. And for everything else, I already said, we're going to take the glasses out, the windows out, the doors, and use them in the best way as possible. So you don't have a bunch of iron and glass and things, and tractors, don't even know where to start. So we're going to do the best we can. All right? So nobody gonna live there. All right. Up to 8 years old, you have 8 weeks to move out from non-living area. People that have adults, they're gonna help working on these cold areas. In living areas, you can stay. All right. Okay. So what are the exceptions? I'm gonna show you. So you see here, Kyrgyzstan. You see this area here I'm showing right now, Kyrgyzstan. You see it's a bunch of little cities there. You see more areas here in Turkey. Turkey is full of cities, full of people. All right. You see here. Let me see what else we can show. Mongolia is people living here, here. They're already there. You see? Okay. So what we're gonna do? Let me show you just a bit more. So here, South Korea doesn't count, but here it does count. People that live here, those are supporting cities, okay? So here we have supporting, you see all this blue here? Those are roads, they're cities, villages there. You see here supporting villages. So everything that's close to the desert are supporting village right there. So if you go look online, whichever you want to be, it's right there, not too far away. So we need to find a limit, right, for people to calculate. So all these villages, those cities close to desert, they are supporting villages, supporting cities, supporting residents. If your youngest child is 8 years old and above, yes, you have to help. You cannot move right now. You're going to clean up the cities first. Then you move. The only option you have is to clean up your own country or to go to a desert. That is right there, the same continent. Okay? All right, I repeat, if you live anywhere in this continent, so Europe and Asia, going to be considered the same area. So not the same area, but they have to go to, let me think. Yeah, they have to go to the Sahara or to those deserts. There's no other option. They're not going to South America, North America, or Australia. Okay, makes sense? All right. So here, that is different. People from Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea, they are coming to Australia because we need people there. Only those already established, all right? They are not going too far away because we have right there, we need them. You see? Okay, so I'm gonna repeat. Let's get the little guy. Everything that's blue leaf people there, right? Here, okay? So people from Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Papua New Guinea, where they're gonna go? Oh, and also here Japan, they go, no, not Japan. Yeah, Japan too. They go to Australia, all right? Okay? I think that's really reasonable, okay? Because they're right there, they go straight, and it's already established, okay? So let's include the Japan. So that will be another page, right? Okay? So let's just finish this page. Everyone is staying anywhere. They need to approve 10 department directors that are married. Everyone else that were not approved. So we have all these cities, these villages, right? In many countries, everywhere, right? We have all these cities. Okay, who gonna stay for the last? Those that will be the hotel 10 department directs. They're gonna be the very last of all. So let's make a comparison. Here we have a hotel. Let's imagine, right? This is a city. They have a hotel, many hotels, and they have many residential communities with houses or small apartments up to 2, 3, 4 floors, right? Who gonna win and be the very last and gonna get the most points of all? They're gonna be in charge of all. The ones living in a hotel, because they already don't have kitchens. Hotels without kitchens at every floor, at every apartment. They have a sink to drink water, and they can even drink water from the bathroom. That's fine. But if they have a tiny sink at the living rooms, that's okay too, right? It's just very early in the morning, late at night, done. They get the water from the bathroom tap, is fine. They're not going to be touch anything. The water cup's not going to be inside the bathroom, going to be outside the bathroom, a little counter. That's fine, okay? They go inside, they don't touch the door. Of course, there's nobody there. They drink the water, come back, you know, and put the shelf, gonna be outside, a little far from the bathroom door. All right, that's all. We don't eat there anyways inside the apartment. So the people in hotels gonna be the ones that are gonna stay for the very last, up to let's do up to 28 floors, if they have 2 elevators. That's, so let's say, I'm enlarging, of course, they will be the very last. So, okay, so here's a city, all right, a county. This county has many residential communities. This county have hotels, all right, have hotels. Every county already have hotels. So the ones that will stay the last is from 2 to 28 floors. And then after that will be the ones from 4 to 20. I think that's the most sustainable. Straight hotels, right? Not those that apartments here, 2 floors, 2 floors. No, it's straight sky risers, skyscrapers. So that is the last step. The last step, and here's the very last step. Those are the very last of the city, the entire city. Okay? How are we gonna see? Those gonna win, or those gonna win, or between gonna win, whichever it is. They're already established, they're already demolishing, working day and night. Those with most points, that's how we're gonna do. The ones that are stronger, the best, the healthier, the ones that plant the most, the ones that work the most, learn the most, got the best English, got the best health. Those will be whichever is first from here, or the middle ones, or the tallest hotel, doesn't matter. You know, so the Peace app gonna do this work, not people. People gonna check to see if the Peace app is working. But who gonna define the very last of every county? At all countries where there are cities, right? They're not hotel, they're not desert, they're cities. Okay, that's how it's gonna be. So we have residential communities, you see? And we have hotels, big or small. We have hotels, big or small. We have hotels, all right? So everyone gonna be a little different. It's just an example for everywhere there's cities. Now I'm not talking about desert. villages we have to build. All right, I'm talking about cities that already exist. Cities that already exist. I'm not talking about desert villages that we have to build. Build ourselves. All right. Okay, so for example, this community got the 10 department directors. They start working, they start cleaning up, they start, and some families that live there gonna be helping the city itself and streets, roads, demolishing airports, demolishing. They're gonna start working also in a city, right? And share groups, work groups, roads, cities, and leave a very few for the very last. You know, whichever, if they're moving towards the equator, or they're moving towards, you know, whichever is the reality we're sure of, or moving closest to the beach as possible, right? Okay, they're moving, okay? So they're gonna keep the last roads to, for example, if we're talking about Asia, everyone gonna be already decided, they're gonna be moving to the equator. So you're gonna leave the last roads at your county here that are going, you know, towards the equator. They are going. So for example, you're gonna already decide which, let's say you have 2 roads. All right, so you're ready. You know, the people are gonna be talking with time. Leave these 2 roads until the very end, you know, or 2 railroads, whichever you have, right? I already made a video about something like that last year, but just to go over, you keep. So for example, this is bigger, thicker, stronger. This is thinner, but at least you have 2. Excuse me. Don't take them all. Keep 2 always towards the direction you have to move to. Make sense? Okay, so what's the other option? So let's say you're here in any city of this green area. It's already covered up. There's no deserts. Where you have to move? To the beach. So makes sense. Make a line. Make a straight line. You know? So, oh, sorry. Oh, goodness. Here, you're living in this green area, not talking about Somalia desert, but just make a straight line, 1, 2, across, okay? So you make a straight line to all that green area. So everyone here, for sure, gonna go to this coast. Everyone here gonna go to this coast, and here gonna go here, and here gonna go here, because we're not moving here. It's not, you know. Yeah, you can go also if it's supporting. Yes, there is supporting villages here, and from here on is the Sahara. Yes, if it's right there on the line, that's fine. Okay? All right? So here it is. You get this green line, you make a cross right at the center, and you know your limit line where it's gonna be. Okay? So here for the central and south of Asia, that's a little pointed like that. So that's what you're gonna do. The biggest part here, you know, the center. So you make a line right there. You see Namibia has another desert here, so you see this limit line of Angola and Namibia, you make a straight line there with a ruler. You get the Sahara Desert more or less here, and you make a straight line there. Okay, they have a city here. Let me see. A city, the straight line. Let's figure out a city here. They have quite a few. Najamena. Okay, so you get to put a straight line. Let's see if that will be the best. All right, so you have there. Okay. Najamena. No, it's not enough. You get the center of Congo here. I got it. So you see this limit line here between Sudan and Chad. Right there. That's where you're gonna go. So you get this line right here. The end of Sudan with Chad is a limit country line. That is the point right here. You see? The very end, you get a ruler and you make a straight line coming to these countries. Not here, not here, not here, not here, not here. It's this very end, okay? This very end where you get with Congo, right? Congo? Yes. All right, so this very end of these two lines right here is where you get a ruler and make it straight. All right, so what I just show you now, it's here. It's not Najadema. Najadema, it's a bit here. It's not good for us too far from this line that we want. Okay, all right. And then you get a, oh, sorry. Ish, what happened to my map? Oh, it's coming up. All right, so you get this point here, right? Make a straight line coming out because it's more or less reasonable, okay? All right. Yeah, that's good. It's not really the best, but that is, sorry. Let's make an improvement, right? Yeah, let's make a bigger. Yeah, the point gonna be, yeah, because here, you see, here is a little bit more towards the west and not the east. So let's redo that. Let's do Zambia. Let's do Zambia. Shall we do Zambia? Here. I think is reasonable. You see this little straight part here in Zambia? Let's try. Yeah, that is reasonable. Now it's reasonable, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We're not using Chad and Sudan, as I said before, because this will be a little better. So you get this line here of Zambia with Angola. You see this little straight line, and make a line is decided. All right, that's a final decision. It's right here, because then it's more reasonable for people to know where they're going. And here's the line of the equator. All right, so you make the line, so it's not Chad, you see here, it's not Chad and Sudan anymore. It's right this little piece here between Zambia and Angola, this little piece, all right, that comes a little bit like that. Of course, I'm exaggerating a lot. Oh, sorry, I was not showing. So this little piece, this little division here is where you get the ruler, make a line. All right, and then you get the green part. That is easy, right? You get the green part right in the middle. So you make a line straight here, Namibia. You make a line straight here, Najadema. You can use that, Najadema, as a limit. So you already know the limit. You know where you have to go to one way or another. All right, so that's your line. So everybody in all countries, you already make a cross with those lines I just said. This little line here, you know, and straight to the ruler. And then Najadema, you make a straight line there. And Namibia here, and the north of Botswana, Namibia is the other line. It's right here. Because this is also desert, right? So Namibia and Botswana. Okay, so that's the line. Here's your cross. You already know, okay? So you go this way, whichever, you go always towards the beach, 200 kilometers towards the beach or to supporting villages. Supporting village or towards the beach. Towards the beach, towards the beach, or to supporting village for this desert here. Okay? All right? So everyone need to move out 200 kilometers. It's the area you can live. That's it. You got it? If it's the beach, or if it's a limit with the, so Najadema, it's the line, right? So you put 100 kilometers this way, 100 kilometers, so let's make here, Najadema. Najadema, all right? So you put 100 kilometers this way, of this line, and 100 kilometers of Najadema, this line. That's where you can live a supporting village. If you're gonna stay there, you know, to really move, you know, demolish soon as possible and move to a desert village, you can stay supporting village. And here, the same way. You get Namibia, you see there, this line. Okay, so here's the line. You get, okay, you know, to be even more exact, you see, yeah, but Namibia. You see this straight line here? Namibia, that's where the ruler gonna go. Shoom, straight. Okay, because too close here, we have beach. We don't need to take care of this part of the desert, right? Okay, so Namibia, north of Namibia, you get a ruler and you make a line. Done. Straight line. Okay? All right? So, that's also the line. If you have cities, shall we see if there are cities there? There's some, right? There's some cities there, some roads. Okay, not too many, but there are. All right, so what are we going to do? You can stay up to 100 kilometers. So here, right? Here. So here is Africa. So Namibia. Namibia. Line. North line. North line. This line I show you. This not this pointy thing. This is more straight one. Get a ruler there. All right. So where you can live? You can live up to 100 kilometers from this line, and up to 100 kilometers to this line. Okay? While you demolish your city, everything else you're talking about. But you already know where you're going to move. If you stay in any supporting area, this is a supporting area for desert. Oh no, not here, sorry, because here's all green. Nobody needs to live there. It's coming this way. Let's have a look again. Yeah, we don't need no one living in a green area. There are woods already, not even many cities anymore, okay? All right, so no one gonna live this 100 kilometers. But yes, you can live on this 100 kilometers here as a supporting village to help this desert that's located on this side of Africa. You see there? It's huge. All right? Okay? So, and you just calculate more or less. All right? So you have here. So people in Pretoria can stay. People, what else here? Garabone can stay. Johannesburg can stay. Bloemfontein, Lesotho. All these people here can stay. All right? And while they start demolishing their own cities, right, they're going to be ready to move to desert villages, right? Okay? Very good. We see you soon. All right, so here we have updates for the poster board that you're making for your meetings, right, with the basics. So that's the complement for this paper here. You know, this first special meeting, second special meeting that is 4 couples gonna do for them to have the 10 couples approved in 4 or 8 weeks, more or less, right? The best as possible. So you need a poster board with the basic items. And the other thing, so you're gonna write the title, the subjects that you're gonna go over, those subjects right here. So you have to put those subjects and point them, number them and point them when you change the subject for each one. You have to put those items there. And also the email, you also write those topics at your email or the printing letter, okay? That's very important. So do not put the paper, if you're making your own poster board, you have the pieces of paper and you're gonna glue them to a cardboard or, something like that, that's okay. Or just another thin paper that you already have, that's fine. Okay, glue them horizontally as I'm showing here. Do not glue, that is the right way, because that's plenty of space. Do not do them the other way around, all right? Okay, very good, and we see you soon. All right, so now we are going to talk about who gonna stay at each desert. So if you don't move after the organization launching day, you already established to follow these rules and guidelines, right? Okay, so if you have 8 years old and older, you see here this area, so everybody that live here in this area are already gonna work at this desert. They're already used to the weather, they're already used to the heat, the cold, and they're already used to native plants. So that's where people gonna work. People that here in South are people from Madagascar. They're gonna start demolish their buildings. Before we demolish the entire island, where they have to go? Move to somewhere here just told you. Lesotho, Pretoria, Cape Town, anywhere here, okay? So you just make a line, In this case, all is green on the top. Nobody gonna live there. You have to empty out and move somewhere. But people that are in this area, those are the people, if you live here, have children 8 years old and older, you're gonna help with this desert right here, okay? All right, basically it's that, okay? So you can even go sign up for beach land because we don't have much beach, we're gonna build, or you can already sign 10 years here and then there, or you start 10 years here and go there, as everybody else. We are opening to people sign up. And it doesn't matter. Remember, as I said before, a long time ago, I said, people that are mean go first, because it's going to be the hardest. But no, some people are enthusiastic. They are healthy, they're strong, they have united families. If you want to sign up, it's open to everyone, okay? All right? But makes sense. I'm not doing this to be mean to anybody. If you don't move up to 6 months from the organization launching day, we're going to guide you because it makes sense. You already are used to these areas, I just said. Not to be mean. You go to that area. Why? You're already there. You're used to the plants. You know some basic trees that grow in the area. You're used to the heat along the year. You're used to the cold along the year. Right? Okay. So basic is that. Now let's talk about the Sahara. Sahara is different because it's huge. And it's not that many people living in North Africa. So everyone from Europe gonna go to the Sahara. If you don't move up to 6 months, that's where you're gonna go. All right? Because we need some patterns. All right? And it's right there. So that's where you're gonna go. You're gonna help to cut trees, make lumber, and send the trucks, send the airplanes, send the trains through Gibraltar Channel here or through ships. They go, come back, until Turkey. All those trees that is from Greece, not Turkey, but from Greece on, they go straight to the Sahara Desert. because we can control the ships here. They're not going to do anything they want. On this area, ships are authorized until we finish all trees from here, turn them into mulch, furniture, those villages itself. Make sense? That's where people are gonna go, right there, because Sahara is huge. All right? Okay? So let me diminish a little bit. Everyone, Norway, Sweden, and who are gonna stay for the last? People that sign up for the hotels. Okay? So we go to this pattern to every continent. Every country will have residential communities and hotels or big apartments, right? We call hotels, but big apartments. And they start to empty out, demolish. Empty out, demolish. Empty out, demolish. Empty out, demolish. Roads, airports, empty out, demolish, right? Train stations, empty out, demolish. That's how it's gonna be, right? Okay? Residential community with apartments, 4 floors, whichever, empty out, demolish. And gonna keep going along the months, and the best we can, 2 years, we're gone. All right? We're gone. If you want to go to a special place and help, you have to go before the organization launching day. After that, we're going to decide for you. Because that's the only way, all right? Children out of the way, because we're going to demolish and have all this dust. If you have elders in your family that are too old, they already enjoyed their life, okay. So what you're going to do? Go to the beach or go to the desert? So it's in your hands. If you have children, young children, right? Decide, hurry up and decide. And if you have elders or whichever, decide, hurry up and decide. But after the organization launching day, that day on, we're going to decide for you. Okay, so now let's say a few words here, right? Because I said you have to keep moving towards the equator, but maybe until the end of your country. So for Finland, you see this white thing here, the white hand of the little guy? So you not keep going here to Poland, Austria. No, you keep the last airport on the southern area. So here's for Finland, So here for Norway and Sweden combined. This is the last point. So we're going to keep an airport here for Norway and Sweden. We're going to keep the last airport here for Finland with the main roads, okay? And here, we already have is London. Not the biggest airport you have. That makes no sense. For now, it's okay. You have a lot of trees, a lot of logs, a lot of airplanes. But after that, you get a medium airport, right? When you get to close, medium. Ireland here where the hand is. Every place I show is where the hand is. Okay? Why? Because quickly, there's not too many streets there, not too many roads. You go to no, you don't go to other country. You close your country entirely. You finish there. The last hotel and the last small airport. Okay, with small lanes. Okay, so let's say a few words when you really read the last, such as that one, for Ireland or for here. So you have here, right? Ireland. So you choose, because everyone needs to go towards the equator, already decide. So you choose one of the airports you have here. You already emptied the trees, leave some. No, don't leave any because it's going to be entirely demolished. Take all trees. All right, take them all. So the last of the last going to be one hotel and one small airport. Those 2 buildings, okay? And then you demolish that on your last day, right? And then you're ready to move with the airplane or a boat. You know, a boat is the most sustainable. So here's no airport, sorry. Here's a boat. You easily go to, you know, go to United Kingdom if people are still living there. You know, instead that's the most sustainable. Or you just go to France, right? Islands gonna be demolished first, okay? For the wood to bring, all priority for airplanes and people with electric chainsaws gonna go on this peninsula here, you know, and islands, all right? And like Japan as well, that live a lot of people here, a lot of people live here. South of these countries live a lot of people, so how that's gonna be, okay? All right, this is different, it's too far away, so you need to leave a small airplane or helicopter, you know, helicopter. Here's helicopter, because we don't want to have we don't want to have airports, because they need the lane, right? And who's gonna demolish that lane? You know, gonna explode. Okay, so basically it's that. When you clean up your entire country, all the trees gone, all the buildings gone, right? So I'm giving an example. So you move out. The demolition team for the thing gonna work this way. You get authorization, so you demolish, of course, towards the ocean, right? Keep demolishing your country, you keep demolishing, you keep going, you see? You keep going, always towards the equator. So the last area of Ireland is gonna be here. And you just need what? The last 10 couples gonna become what? It's really the last, you know, you move out, and then, you know, you have ships, or you throw demolition bombs with flying airplanes, right? Flying airplanes. Okay, so gonna be the last 10 couples, the last 10 or 20 couples gonna do the last job, okay? With helicopter or something, okay? That we need specialists, but that how gonna happen? So you start, keep going, right? Keep going towards the equator, So this that I bold here is the very last land, soil, to get rid of it. With the last 10 or 20 who? Specialists in the area, of course, right? Then it's not the 10 department directors. The last 10 with their documentation, they're already gone. All right? So probably going to be the last 10 or 20 couples. Just professionals in this area. Okay? All right. So you keep going south. You keep going towards the equator, The last regular couple, remember I showed you here this sample, who's gonna be the very, very last, those with most points, that's the regular couples, the teachers, right? Plumber, because they're gonna share work, electricians, but they are considered regular. They are not specialists in the big soil or island, right? Demolition. They're not specialists. So they finish their work, they get their last paperwork they have, you know, and they're gonna send to the closest beach area we're gonna have, the city office we're gonna have in the future. So they send to the schools. The last paperwork they will send to schools of beach areas. So everyone here of all these countries here gonna go this way. You see? They're gonna go here this way. and gonna be afterwards a city office of these countries. Oh, the Sahara makes sense, right? So straight, exactly straight for each one. So let's say, to be even more clear, according to the capital, official capital now, before the organization launching day. So let's say London, all right? Go straight here, gonna be about Morocco or Algeria. Make a straight line there. Spain, Barcelona, no, Madrid, also Morocco, make a straight line. Portugal, make a straight line, is Lisbon. So that's how we're gonna do. Rome, make a straight line, so gonna be in the country of Libya. You make a straight line, and you're gonna give your paperwork not to the capital, Libya, to the school, a peace school that's already have a peace name school. That's where you're gonna give the last reports of your country, straight according to the capital. So here for Russia, right? You get Moscow and make a straight line, but we don't have. Let's see here, Moscow. Let me type very quick. Moscow. Moscow doesn't show the triangle, you know, the little ball. I don't know what I did. Let me see here. Okay, here. Moscow. Where Moscow gonna go? Straight. Always straight towards the equator. So Argentina gonna do exactly the same. These tiny countries closing down, exactly the same. That's how gonna be. You see? So they are going to give their paperwork to an existing school in Turkey, by the beach right there. Okay? As soon as they open up. If they don't have one right there, the closest as possible to that line, right or left, is fine. And then in the future, we're all gonna have those beach cities, and then the school that have paperwork from one country or another, and then they're going to decide which school is the closest to where that is. I think is the most sustainable. Okay, Austria is Vienna, right? So you get a straight line to Vienna, gonna be here. Not in Tunisia, we'll be in Libya. Okay, that's how it is. That's how we're gonna do it. All right. Okay, so let's talk about here Japan now. Japan and Korea. So they also gonna do that. Yeah, I think that makes sense for them. So North Korea, South Korea, Japan, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, all of them gonna go to Australia. Even that's not a straight line, but we already have too many countries over there. Okay, so we're gonna share up to Myanmar. So up to Myanmar, everyone go send their last paperwork of their country to Australia. That's perfect. Okay? All right? And here from Nepal and India going that way, they're going to keep themselves. Let me think. No, because, they go up as well. They stay right there. Myanmar, paperwork stay right there. Thailand is stay right there, a little bit north, not going towards the equator. Yeah, let's change that. Okay, because they're gonna change and stay right there. So the improvement is this. Yeah, let's make a line here. See the equator? All right. So Indonesia and Papua New Guinea gonna give their paperwork to Australia schools. That's the most reasonable. And here, Malaysia, instead of going south, they go north. Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, and Philippines go north and gonna give to schools located right in this area. So instead of going south towards the equator, that's exception. They go a little bit and they're gonna stay right here because this is beach livable area. We're gonna cut up, they're gonna disappear. So they go just a little bit up. When we are done, if it's not perfect, and then we can share and see where they're gonna be, but according to where their capital of their country is located. And for South Korea and Japan, so here we already have an improvement. They are going to be, so let's say here, the Tunisia line, right? So if we get the ruler here, Tunisia line, go all the way here. So you see, they're gonna give their paperwork right here. We're gonna leave, so South Korea is the closest state right here, and Japan paperwork is the second below them right here. Make sense? Because they're really a little bit already below. So South Korea goes straight, gonna be right here, and Japan going straight and be right here. Okay? And all the approved countries gonna be the same pattern, the best as possible according to where they already are. All right? Okay, very good. Thank you. See you soon. All right, so I already talked about this, how we are going to complete a county, right? So this now is about completing a county. So there is one thing here. For all these counties, regular counties, what we need? We need one person in charge of each area. So we have 10 departments, right? We have 10 departments. Okay? Each person, each couple, married couple, gonna be in charge of one department. Department 1 is the Department Peace and Love Organization, with about the religious meetings, about the holidays. They do the festivals, you know, so that's what they do. All right? Peace and Love Organization. They oversee the practices, the flag movement. All right, Department 2 is the family. So of course we're gonna need a couple that has a very strong family and have children, teens. Everybody needs that, right? A strong family. So you keep going, and then is the Department of Education, gonna be the principal, the school, right? So you keep going, and then you're gonna have the last one is the security, right? So they gonna have some, you know, that's their job. So every department, keep going, they are going to have their job, and they're gonna work with each other. They have meetings with each other, they share about their department, they're gonna have their parents helping them or someone else. Probably they're gonna have their parents helping someone else, right? So we don't focus everything in one family, okay? They're married parents, the grandparents of the children will be helping someone else, okay? All right, so we have all these people. So on the beginning of the work, so let's say this residential community already got the 10 approved, this got the 10 approved, that, okay. So you're gonna start getting those people, right? And they're gonna get many, they're gonna get more points from regular families, of course, right? It's like salary, it's a high position. So they're going to do that, okay? They're going to do that. As the county, excuse me, as the county start, you demolish that property, then you demolish this property, and then this, you keep going, right? And then it's just land, right? And maybe a hotel here, okay, let's say. So on this case, my example, you go in this direction. So where you're going to keep that hotel, right? You're gonna keep somewhere according to reality by the dock where the boat gonna go and bring the last families, or by a small helicopter area, okay? All right, So that's why we're gonna keep towards the area you have to move, not far away, such as here. All right? Because then we already established the same rule and guideline for everyone towards where you have to go for all places, you know. So remember the Africa map that I did? You know, where's the Africa map? I don't know. But everyone here, they already know. Everyone here in Russia, Siberia area, everyone here already know. They go towards the equator, right? Okay? Everyone on these islands here go towards Australia because they don't have too many people living there. And people from Japan and Korea go this way or that way, you know. Actually, deserts or cities, beach cities, or they can also go here towards Australia, right? Deserts or beach cities, okay? Because they're already there. People to move need to move before the organization launching day. Hurry up, because after that, whichever is left, we're going to establish. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, okay? All right? You're going to live here, you're going to live there. All right, so basically it's that. So everyone, like here, you know, you go towards the equator. All right, so I made a line here because, you know, it's a big entrance here of a gulf. So those two countries go this way, you know, south towards Europe here, right? Towards Europe, because probably they're going to be demolished afterwards, okay? All right? Or they get an helicopter and already go to this beach, the last team. Okay, so now let's talk about the transition. You finish that, everybody already move away. You just have this hotel and this dock for boat, or this helicopter, a little small place, right? Okay, so you're really ready. Who is the last people here? Probably will be the teams that knows about demolition, right? Okay, then not really necessarily gonna be this team. Gonna be 10 department directors, right? That maybe they no, they don't combine with someone else. No, they don't. Yeah, they stay as they are until the end. Stay until they are, as I show here. Who gonna be the very last? The ones that get most points. Okay, this is still right. The ones that get most points, they're gonna be living here and they're gonna demolish or this road first, but they're gonna demolish all roads and they're gonna live with a small helicopter area. So on that day, they demolish that one tower hotel, right? One skyscraper, which one is decided very close there to the helicopter. Okay, they demolish that. They're not going to plant anything anymore. Okay, because all the areas were already planted and watered for 6 months, okay? So they just demolish, and this is a small cemented area, okay? So they get their helicopter and move to the location they're gonna go, all right? Everything gonna be free to each other with points, but these points, nobody gonna lose anything, right? Okay? So, and then they leave. So for sure, with time, this area where the hotel was and this area where the helicopter was gonna be covered by surrounding trees. So you don't have to worry because it's just one very close to another. All right? Okay? Good. So if you stay there, your land, if the land, this is if the land stays there, right? So who is that? This sample I'm giving you here, it's for everyone that live here in Asia, everyone that live on the center of Africa, center of South America, center of North America, right? Everyone in the center of continents. The land gonna stay there with planted trees. Planted trees, we're done. All right, so for this country gonna be here, the most south as possible, most south as possible for both, you know, countries, most south, okay? And here the same, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, the most south as possible. All right. Sorry, not Italy and Greece. They're gonna, and those, they're gonna be part of another pattern. But for those that are staying, their land are staying, that's how it works. But for places that gonna be demolished afterwards, such as this point, this peninsula, those countries, and those countries here, you see, all those countries and all those places, they are going to be taken now. They're going to be demolished. So how are we going to do that? They go to the southern place, and here makes sense to be closer, right? So the helicopter won't spend too much money, and then they can come here, or they can come here where they're out, where people live, of course, right? They can come here or here, for example, right? People that live here or in Alaska going that way. Everything just makes sense. What are you doing, okay? So here, for example, as well, if there's still city here, it's okay. You can make a stop here, or you can work there, you know, with your group, okay? All right. So now, if that is your country, stays where you are. If your country gonna be the land of your country gonna be demolished, so this is example number 1, Europe. Example number 2, example number 3, example number 4, example number 5, Korea here, example number 6, Japan, number 7, oh, sorry, here 7, and here, Korea's here, sorry, example number 6, you see, all these other places, you know, then it's different, all right? Philippines, Malaysia. What you gonna do? When you get to the last point, okay? So when you get to this last point here, so let me say here's your land, right? When you get to the very last point, towards the equator, so you're here, just the hotel and just the helicopter land, a circle, right? Maybe 10 by 10, something small, right? I don't think we need much more than 10, right? Because it's just an area. So those two things you're gonna demolish early in the morning. You demolish the hotel when the pilots of the helicopter arrive. So they have to arrive a day before. You're sure they're there. They have gas, so they're secure. They get their paperwork. You check their documentation, everything 1 day before. Contracts were already made. Who gonna be there? Which helicopter? You know, it's like cars, you know, what type of helicopter, where they're coming from. Probably they are from your own country, right? They're going to be helping you along the time, bringing the last food, bringing the last supplies you need, right? You're going to keep an helicopter from your own country, so you know who they are all along those months while you were emptying those counties, right? Maybe one here, maybe nothing here. I don't know. Counties is everywhere, but maybe no cities. Okay, no cities. Probably was some forest area. Okay, so your own helicopter from your own country gonna come a day before, and they can sleep at the cafeteria somewhere, you know. So they're gonna be two couples. They're gonna be two couples, right? So One couple stay, one couple drive, one team back. So if it's 10 or 20 less people, you know, the best as possible going to be the last 10. But if you need 20, it's okay. The last 20 people, they go, come back, go, come back. All right? So, but they arrive in two couples for you to be sure. One couple will be the very last, and one couple going to be the driver. All right? Okay? So you go once or twice, done. You should fit, you know, 10 people, 14 people, so it will be a total of 14 people. All right? So 2 trips, 2 helicopter trips. All done, so now 20. The very last is 10 with these 2 drivers. So they're gonna be attending different. They are going to be attending different counties, you know. So they already attend this, and you know, and they're gonna still doing their trips, bringing people to where they have to go, bringing some food back, right? Or they're gonna be bringing some because petroleum gonna be free, right? You're not going to waste, of course, but gonna be free. Everything we have gonna be free. Clothes, shoes, everything, okay? So it's free for everybody in all continents of all countries. So we can get those things done as soon as possible. And here they're gonna be slowly, you know. So for example, this is an area they have to cover with trees before they leave. But let's say the whole other part of their country, it's kind of okay, you know, they will catch up themselves. You just have to demolish cities and leave the trees they already have, or trim a few, or plant a few, but not major. So the same way, you know, so they bring people out, or trees they have planted to help someone, whichever is your reality, and then they bring back some food, you know, or some seeds, new seeds, and then they bring more people out. These more people ready, you know. So first will be airplanes. At the very end, gonna be helicopters, okay? So all these things gonna be airplanes. Whose airplanes? Their own, your own country. Okay, your own people, your own country, your own citizens. If they were immigrants at point in life, that doesn't matter. Who is the citizens, approved citizens? All right, so they finished this last area, they're fine, you know. So, and this is the very last, as I already just told you here, okay? And then they don't have to cover anymore, done, okay? All right, so this is if you have to demolish your land, such as islands and all these other countries that is not really well shaped, right? Not harmonious. Okay, so one thing is this, is a school, tree planting. You need teachers, you need great parents. This is one thing. But then you close everything, or maybe before even you close everything, then you're gonna need experts, then department directors of demolition of that whole island, okay? All right, so how are you gonna do this? As soon as possible you start. Yeah, that was the trees, but let's now change, and let's say if you have to demolish, that's another example now, okay? So you got your whole island, whichever it is, you got your whole island, you know, it needs to be demolished. Because we're already doing this, let's do properly, right? Okay, so you have your whole island to be demolished, established to be demolished. We already said which islands, or you know, it's that part south of India and other places need to just cut off the south. But let's get this example as an island. All right, So you don't have to plant trees, no trees. You only have to clean up the land. You know, you do the opposite. You take the trees and send them to turn into mulch or into furniture to some other countries or a desert, right? Probably a desert, okay? Because that's what we need the most. So you cut off all the trees. Okay, so let's say you already cut, so all the trees, it's already gone. Okay, so that's the first. So you still have a few hotels. What you're gonna do? You're gonna hire your own people. We the headquarters will supervise their work before, during, after. That is different. The headquarters have assistant teams. All right, the headquarters have assistant teams going to be traveling, looking, see if everything is done properly. Okay, that's different. But as soon as you get all this land clear, so you're going to have just a few hotels left, right? And they're going to study at their own hotel. You don't even have schools anymore. All right, you still have some food available. Okay, so all right, so a few hotels here and there, let's say in your island. All right, so then you're gonna hire, that is different, gonna be 10 department directors for land demolition. You see the word here, lander, is not for building demolition. For building demolition, you're gonna hire people from your own country that demolish only buildings, and then you're gonna cover them up. You're gonna plant or not things in it. You're gonna plant, or in this case, just take them out, right? Okay, so these two different types of department directors. One is the regular team, and one is this for land demolition. Department director of land demolition. I wrote twice, sorry. Okay, so this is 10 department directors. All of them, the 10 main married couples, they're gonna be an expert in demolition of land. They're gonna explode the whole land to be really deep, up to, I guess, 20 meters below sea level. I think 20 meters really reasonable. So how they're gonna do that? They're gonna make little holes, right? Little holes, I guess. I don't know, I'm not an expert. And put the dynamite all the way down, so if this is an island, for example, that's how they're gonna do. They're gonna drill. I think that's the most sustainable. Instead of taking parts like I show here, taking parts from the beach, I think that's their first, so they can explode this part, right? And then they see what else is left above ground. Okay, so if it's not an area where the fishing boats gonna go, it's okay. Maybe one or another area get 10 meters, okay, but the objective is 20 meters below sea level. So they do everything. They can, for sure they can do these things like that, those experts, right? You understand? If it's no boats, no fishing boats in the area, a little place here or there is okay. But the entire place objective is that. Make sense? All right, very good. Okay, that's an objective. All right, so whichever, I guess, I don't know, they put the dynamite there, explode, and then they're gonna see what is left above ground. And then they go and put also, drill a hole in the areas that still, you know, that didn't work the first time, or maybe as they already planned, and complete the job, you know, for that island. Okay? Or for Somalia, or for Saudi Arabia, or for south of India's to Pointy, and all these other places already show, you know. Okay, all those areas gonna get out completely. This point here and this area there, you know, Russia, Japan, Korea. Okay, so our land gonna be here, our limit beach area gonna be here. You see, gonna be more harmonious. Oh no, sorry, here, gonna be here. So Korea, this point's not good, and Japan, this island's not good. All right? Okay, very good. We see you soon. Yeah, I didn't finish. Right here's the 8th point to take out. Okay, so this could be the one, but anyways, we did like that, so let's finish. That's the 8th point of our Asia to be more harmonious. All right, so now you know that we have this difference. One, there are regular department directors, and for places that they need to be taken out entirely, so will be the land specialist for demolition. They're gonna take care of it. All right, we'll see you soon. Let's get ready. All right, so let's say a few words. There are 2 different types of department directors. The property, right? Every property gonna have 10. All right, unless you're demolishing right away, so maybe you just need 4 people in charge, the owner, right, and done. But if you're gonna stay a little longer because you rent an apartment or for many different reasons, right, maybe a year or so, okay, so we're gonna have regular city building street cleanup. So they just clean up everything on the top, and yes, they plant trees. Okay, so here they plant trees. You see, it's a land cleanup. All right, they clean up the land, clean up the buildings, the street, but they plant trees. This one is the opposite way. Okay, they have some trees, they don't plant. You see? They cut off the trees and they bring somewhere to be mulched because they're mostly islands. They're mostly islands. They're gonna be entirely demolished. So they get the trees they have and they're gonna bring somewhere to turn into mulch or into furniture to build the desert villages. So who vote for these people, right? So that's how gonna be. So based on points from previous activities, practices, right? What they did before, and also for the present moment, which documents they get, which paperwork they get, if they pass the English test, they get all the paperwork. So here, number 1, they pass the English test, they get the paperwork paperwork. Here too, they get the paperwork. So what's the difference? Okay, so there are people, other residents, checking their documents, checking their presentations. They need to know about the organization, everything we already said, all of them the same. The only difference that is here, we're gonna have one that is great teachers, one for each department. And this, the land is already cleaned up. It's no schools there. You know, people are studying at their own hotel. That's this small room. Very few couples. You understand? Or the county, you know, or that island, depends how big is that island. So they're gonna be professionals. Professionals in the area. That's the only difference. Here, they are professionals in different areas. As I said, the mostly we need is people that are polite, respectful, great teachers, communicative. You know, they're going to plant trees. They know about food. They know about plants, local food. But these people already living. So they might get a little bit of food in cans, you know, a little bit of hard veggies. They survive. They're not planting food anymore. Oh, this island was already clear. All the trees were already taken out because they're gonna go to the ocean. They're gonna take it out, the whole thing. You understand? So they are still professionals with experience. And who gonna win? The best. The same is here. The best with a combination of things. Okay? They also need to know English. They also need to do their paperwork. They also need to know about their organization. They also need to pass on testing, right, for demolition. And these people, the same way. Number 3, they need to know about the organization. They need to know about the testing of the area they are applying. Everything exactly the same. They're going to do presentations to a group of people, more people here, right? Here, they're going to, do testing and talk about the experience and things to less people, maybe just a very few that are in charge to see, they're not going to be talking too much. The organization, they will do tests online. They're going to do tests in person because we need to see how much we trust these people, right? Not only about doing the job, but if they are, if they have previous practice, if we can trust them, they're going to do a good job. So these people, going to be in charge of checking them, right? So we're going to have groups, and they're going to demolish many different places, the groups that are approved, So if we invite, for example, I don't think we're going to open. So this is not open to everyone. Yeah, this is not open to everyone. This team is only by invitation. Okay? So we will invite, and the first ones that apply everything and get all these things done, first, they will do that. That's the only difference, okay? I think that's a good way. So only by invitation, not open to everyone. But here it is open. Okay, here it is open because this is a very high trust. Like, remember I said long time ago, 2-3 years ago, I said about the high trust of the headquarters. Okay, so as soon as we have one team, so for example, one team gonna demolish these islands, the other teams this piece and that piece, you understand? And we go, whichever is needed, we're gonna send the teams. Okay, so we finish that, you prove you finish that, you go next. So in this case, it's not going to be in circle. Gonna be first available, go, get done. So let's say a few words about here. Let's go back here to Asia example, right? So for example, here, if I think I have a better map. Here, I have a better map. So let's say these countries are ready, or here the north part is ready. Okay, they start demolish that area, or this part is area, go get done. And then maybe here, because of populations, less people, you know, so they're just gonna quickly do it, take trees out, done, they're ready to be demolished, you understand? And then this point here, you know, so that's how it's gonna work. They go to whichever is ready for them to demolish. That probably will be the coldest area first, you know. So this point here is also very cold, easy to do it, but maybe Japan, here Japan, Korea take longer, you understand? So basically it's like that. So all this, okay, it's ready, go. All this, go ready. Prove, inspect, you know, every team of every type gonna make their before, during, after, and Friday records, weekly reports. Before, during, after, Friday, weekly records, and with videos. Every Friday for every team of the whole planet, every Friday, okay? By what? But 5:50 reports done. So how many minutes, according to your work, how many minutes you need to finish your own, and, you know, like teachers send to the principal, you know, or to the department directors about theirs. So that's how I'm gonna do. Every Friday by 5:50, you done both. You done the video, you put the video there, right? Done. The video is there of the whole week, Monday, Tuesday, the whole week. On that Friday, you post that video on your YouTube channel. And what is next? The records book. So that team stay together until the end. So they can travel here, and then they go here, and then they go back here, and then they go back there. You know, big pieces of land. They can travel, but they will be more or less in this area. They are from that continent, okay? So might be 2 teams, might be 4 teams, we don't know. But they are 10 department directors. They're going to be together until then, until they finish everything. All these pieces here, including here, the Euro part, you know, okay? Everything, Italy, this point here of South Greece takes out, all these little islands here, Sardinia, you know, here, Portugal, France, Spain, Germany, all this, Holland, Belgium, all these places, okay? All right? And, you know, some of them might take longer because leave more people. That's okay. So they start with the northern side. Okay, so here maybe also take a little longer, more people. This maybe is less people, you know, Malaysia here. Okay, so they are the teams, whichever amount the headquarters approve, they are the team that gonna do only Asia. You see, only Asia. They're gonna focus there. As I said, might be 4, 8, 10, 20 teams. Okay, for us to do the best we can in 2 years. Everything, the objective is 2 years. We don't want to be in cold areas anymore. Okay, so we go, and these people gonna have people checking their work close to them, beside them. They're gonna have people checking, of course, you know, beside them, and doing their own report of, you know, and check if the report were properly done. They're gonna be paperwork, all right? Okay, but the people that check this group also is by invitation. You see here, it's by invitations. Not everybody can apply, because we already know who has been with good practices, who has been respecting each other, who has been respecting own family. We don't want people that just know how to do the job, because many people can do that. They put the box there, they follow the basic structure, and, you know, they do it. We don't want that. We want people that will have great points for life. So we invite, but they have to do the rest of their work, right? And they can even be moving from other continents, but they will be part of that team until the end. So here for Asia, for sure, we're gonna have more teams, right? Okay, let's talk about Africa now. Where's Africa? Okay, so let's talk about Africa here, right? So this, let's put this on the Africa team because it's really right there, and they have to take Somalia already, and they have to take out Madagascar. So this will be the Africa team, not the Asia teams that are gonna demolish this, because they already have a lot, as I just showed in the other map. Okay, so the Africa team gonna take all these islands that are here, you know, and here and here, all right? And as I said, Madagascar, okay? And I think some more over here. I posted a video a long time ago, but everything here, the African team gonna do it, all right? So we already talked about Asia team. We already talked about Africa teams, okay? All right, when they finish everything entirely, and then we're gonna tell if they're gonna help someone that still need or not. But that is ahead of time. So they keep going, because we don't know. Some places are easier, right? So here's a lot of sand, but it's not much ocean. You know, if it was more ocean, you demolish and the ocean, the sand start to get out. But it's not much big waves here. We have big waves here in Portugal. That will be kind of easy because the waves help to move the soil around, right? But that's how it is, okay? All right. So now let's talk about this area here. So all this area will be connected to Australia. Here, all this area gonna be another team. Gonna be Australia team. So they're gonna do this, this, that, and here, you know, and they're gonna do this. So let me show you the map so you know what I'm talking about. All right. All right, so if we go here in Google Maps, so this is the map that I'm showing, okay? So all these islands gonna be part of the Australia team, and also New Zealand, Tasmania, and as you go more, look how many islands gonna start showing up, you see? So this team gonna be in charge of the Pacific Ocean, all this area going towards this way. So I cover here, and go that way. All right, so more or less that's what's gonna be. All right, so we already decide that, okay? So for all the islands, and we have here the Antarctica. Let me zoom in, you know, I think it's here, this point. We have to, why is like that? Okay, so this point is different. They're very close to Argentina. So this point, who gonna demolish them will be the same as this team. Will be the South America teams. All right, they are the ones that are gonna get rid of this point, okay? All right, and all these other islands the same way, because as you zoom in, the island's gonna start appearing, right? Okay, so you are here. Okay, you see this green area? That's where we stop. You know, we stop right there. You get this point, you make a straight line, a little round here to look harmonious. So all this point gonna get gone, okay? So I'm gonna show in a piece of paper, but that, you just look, the green area coming from Buenos Aires is the first green area, not the second, because that is easy to close. Here is more harmonious. We go, and go to Santiago. Gonna be a circle until Santiago. You see there? That's how gonna be, all right? Because that's the most harmonious. All right, so that's another thing that's decided. All right, so that's how it's gonna be. The second part, that's Argentina. See, the first round is Uruguay, it's not that one. The second one, we come, round now until Santiago. So here, the second round that is green, it's Argentina. you come round, round, round until Santiago, you know, something like that. You know, I'm exaggerating, but this is gonna be more harmonious, you see? I exaggerated here just for you to see, but gonna be more harmonious. About like Africa, you know, but more harmonious without all these things. Okay, the same South America team gonna do this point of Antarctica as well, because it's too pointy, you know. We have other entrances that's not much harmonious, but we're not touching because that's all ice. It's, you know, we can't plant anything. Okay, so we're just gonna take this big point out, and will be the same South America teams. Demolishing teams. Okay, and of course all these islands, they're gonna show up, you know. And here we're gonna make a limit because we have a few, right? Here we have a few. Okay, but that's already decided. So this team gonna do these two things. This team, South America team, we also do here. Let's go there. So if you, let's zoom here. Okay, so we're gonna make a limit right here. You see Mexico, where Mexico finished, that is thin. So we're not going to do officially as the, oh no, here. Because they have this entrance here. So I really believe that we can cover it. We have a lot of mountains in the United States, cover, because a beautiful area. We don't want to have a huge hole here, okay? So after this entrance, so let me make here another map for you to have an idea. All right, so here, so this will be South America teams as well. Where they're gonna live? Right close by. These 200 kilometers here, they're gonna be in charge of all this area. Okay, I think even Bahamas, because Bahamas already there. Okay, yeah, so it's decided they belong to the South America teams, demolition teams for land, for islands. All right, take them away. All right, and then now we're gonna talk about the North America team. So every island that's close by until Bahamas or so, so here you see, until Bahamas, but nothing to do with Key West. But all these islands, you see how much? It's a bunch. And then as you zoom in, it's even more. Look at this. It's even more. It's a whole bunch of them. So all gonna be gone, and that's the teams where they're gonna live, you know. So maybe a few will live a bit more like here, and a few a bit close to Caracas. So they are used to the weather, they are used to the area, right? And they are gonna live right there in charge of this area until Bahamas. All these islands here, Bahamas. You see? Nassau. So let me put here Bahamas, Nassau, and those are the ones. Freeport, Treasure Cay, Marsh Harbor, and keep going. Governor Harbor, Rock Sound, keep going. Cockburn Town, you know, you see, it's a bunch of them. All right, until you go, let's put this. Caicos, Turks and Caicos, Turks and Caicos, you see? And here these islands here, it's Matthew Town, Antilles, and Mayores. Antilles Mayores, all these islands until Freeport. Okay, so from land to land till here, okay, including Bahamas. So all this, who's gonna be in charge? The these teams, they're gonna live here close by, you know. Caracas, maybe a bit more. Let's see here. Yeah, until Caracas, right? Or maybe until here, you know. So we're gonna see who will be their teams. They're gonna keep going, 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 and then help each other, whichever is still to do. So these teams will live here close to Caracas. It's already decided, done. They already live there, used to the area, and we're gonna teach those that need to be teaching, because you know we want to do in our way everything. We're going to do our way. That's the most safe, the most positive. It's the same for plumbing, electricity, how to take out things and also how to put new ones. Everything they need to pass on the test of our training. They cannot come and say, oh, I'm an expert this, I work for this company, I work for that company. No, okay, no, not such a thing. You need to have experience, yes, some experience, yes, but the main part you're going to learn with us. We're going to tell exactly where you're going to put the bomb boxes, right? How, when, you know, all these details, how you're going to prepare the boxes, if you're going to be the same team or not, prepare, deliver, check, prepare, deliver, and check, or not. Okay, we're going to tell you everything in your trainings. All right, and of course you need everything else I said before. Remember, you need everything else, right? As same as all the other continents teams, the English, the paperwork, know about the organization, be professionals in the area, you know. But it doesn't count. It counts like if you work in a place, for a company or for a government, yeah, it counts as experience. You were a good, positive employee, you did things right, you have good report from your previous employers. All this count, paperwork. All right, so now let's talk about the North America team. That is huge. You see, they have all this part to clean up, that part to clean up. So let's say a few words about that now. All right, so now let's talk about, United States. All right, so United States gonna be in charge to close this whole Gulf, take this island here of California out. They're gonna be in charge or making all these walls and everything, right? And but let's talk about demolition. So they are going to demolish all these things that's related to them and Canada, right? United States and Canada combined, and they're gonna demolish all these things. You see here, take out, and the entire Alaska and this part of Canada. You know, so Whitehorse City is more or less here. They have to take everything out to be harmonious, you see, because they're too long that way. Here's Russia. All right, they're really close to each other. Okay, so this is the United States. They're gonna, you know, keep only this part. All right, so that's how they're gonna demolish. Some places they're gonna demolish first are those in pure rocks, right? Firm, sturdy rocks. And the places in sand, this is for every continent, they need to wait for those barriers, you know, those barriers, whichever they are, before they demolish. You know that they come about 10 meters after the end of the other one, right? So there are 4 huge barriers inserted in the wall, 20, 40 meters deep, whichever is needed. Okay, then they're gonna, you know, they can start here, they can start this point, they keep going, but when it gets closer, they stop, you know, until this should be ready. So they start with parts that are easier, okay, such as here. So they start, keep going, but when they get closer to where the limit line will be, so here will be the limit line, you know, that we're gonna change, okay, so that will be the best. It's still not so harmonious. Let's take a bit more right here. Yeah, because you see, that will be a little better, right? You see, that will be more harmonious. Yeah, let's do that, a bit harmonious. So we are going to take a little more than the White Horse City. So let's see here. It's hard to see here, but you already have an idea, you know, to be harmonious. So gonna be more or less when they encounter to this lake that I don't know the name. So White Horse City is more or less here. So you come this way around and then you cut all this part as well. Okay, but this part that I just show you right now will be the Greenland theme. Yeah, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have the cold land, you know, leave it Greenland, everybody knows what we're talking about, okay? Until they finish completely. All right, so everything that's island gonna be part of the Greenland theme because people already know their names, right? I think that's the most sustainable. Include the Iceland, but they're the biggest, so let's keep that. Greenland theme, you know, they're gonna take this out, this, everything, as everyone else, you know. They start, they keep going, all right? Okay, entirely, because a lot is just snow. And on the bottom, of course, there are mountains, rocks, you know. They are going to cover up the bottom of the oceans with time, you know, the waves, the currents. Okay, all right. So now let's go. You see, if you look at this. If we do it, you know, towards coming here, from this white part here and come to this lake and close there, you see, so if you can imagine, I think that's the most sustainable, you see? Gonna be more or less round, everything round like this, and then we take the top and here shape round a little bit and cover the hood, so so they have a lot of work to be done here, but it's okay. United States have a lot of people, Canada have a lot of people, United States have much more, of course, residents, but we have a lot of people to be covering these two big gulfs, let's call gulfs, right? Okay, yeah, this is more open, that's why it's gulf, this is more closed, a bay, but anyways, all right, so we're gonna take all this part out, you see, and we're gonna connect here, close the bay. So all this that you see, if it's island, Greenland team gonna take. If it's land of their own continent, they gonna be in charge, okay? This way gonna be really easy for us to do it, all right? And of course, the islands inside the bay, as you see here, gonna be already, you know, we close that and keep going. Start making like a bridge, but in reality will be a huge wall. So here will be a huge wall that look like a bridge, right? Until 10 or 20 meters to the ocean level. And here the same way. For Mexico, that's what gonna be the main structure of this huge wall, gonna be like a huge bridge, okay? And they keep going, put iron bars and concrete, iron bars, concrete, you know. Maybe they can even do that way of sliding, bring them ready, you know. So you put the frames, you know, every few meters or so, sorry, here, you know, put the frame and then bring these huge plaques, you know, ready, and you know, they put one after another, they just slide those huge, they do that in big communities close to 95, you know, these places are huge bars, you know. Okay, they keep sliding, and then what they're gonna do is slide some right beside, and then, you know, more or less like that. That's one idea. So they do first those, you know, those pillars, right, with concrete, and then they slide. That's one idea, right? okay? So we have to do this huge, you know, wall will be a wall on the ocean, and here for Hudson Bay as well. Those gonna need a lot of people to work that are used to the area. Everything, it's people gonna work the closest as possible. They go, come back. If really needed, we keep the airports. You know, while the teams are big, they go in the morning, come back in the evening. Go in the morning, come back in the evening. As soon as they are back 6 o'clock, they're fine. 5 to 6, 10 to 6, not 6 sharp, because 6 sharp, we have to close all places. And they can start working 7 sharp, you know. They can even get their walk to the airport 6:20. You know, they leave their children there, they are safe. Some parents will be with the students, right? But we're going to have very big schools. Some other parents go work out very close to all these work areas. All right, so in a few words, that's what we're going to do. All right, so here it is. You know, this team going to be in charge of all that. Teams. Because then we have established, as I said, if it's islands, the Greenland team gonna take care. If it's part of their continent, you know, it's real land, these teams, North America team, gonna take care of it, all right? Okay, so that's one more thing that's decided, and that will be great, okay? So this, to be better, here's the lake. You know, we have like a few lakes. You see, they keep going towards this way. You see, I made a little bit more just for you to have an idea. But there are few lakes here. You see a few lakes there? All right. So they're gonna stay like that. All right, so we are not separating, like remember before we were going to separate those a little bit like that. We're not separate anymore, leave like that. We just cut off a bit more here until this big lake right there. No what, or whichever it is, this state, Northwest. Okay, so we have Yukon. Shall we see the name of this lake? All right, Great Bear Lake. That's what it's gonna be. So let's write it here. Great Bear Lake. So you get this lake and you make here, harmoniously going this way. That's the end of North America. And the rest you already know, we just take out what is not harmonious. All right, so if we're gonna be in the Line, you know, maybe here. Yeah, we need the city here because then we are not, it's one less place to worry about. So let's see if we have a city here, right? No city. You see, no city here. Yeah, no city. So, Sawmill. Sorry. The Line, Sawmill Bay. Okay? So, Sawmill Bay. Let's click here so we can have this point. And let's zoom, zoom, zoom. Not really good. You see, it's too much this way. You see, if you look the entire thing, do you think it's harmonious? Well, maybe, right? Yeah, maybe we can. Let's look with the other continents if look harmonious. Yeah, they look harmonious. Okay, so Sawmill Bay, that's a good. So right there by the Great Bear Lake, there's this city here that is called Sawmill Bay. Okay, right here. You see when we zoom out, remember? All right, so right there, Sawmill Bay. Okay, so that seems harmonious. So we're gonna make a circle going here and coming back. Something like that. And it's smaller than what I thought. We just take more of this area. The lake actually is here. Okay? Great Bear Lake is here. This city is right here. Sawmill Bay. So the division gonna be a little smaller than before. Okay, so you got that lake, right? You know it's located. All right, so now let's cut this off. Let's cut here out. Okay, so we can, you know, see how will be the view of the whole United States. Yeah, I think that's how we're gonna do it. You know, because we don't want, because remember I had that idea before to cut out the south of Mexico, cut out Florida, but the thing is that is a very good area here. It's warm, you know, so we are going to fill out. Really believe it's worth it to fill out instead of taking the whole Florida out and the whole Mexico out. Because it's warm area, very good to plant food. So we are covering. Might take, those big constructions might take longer. I remain up because we're gonna live here, that's okay. We're gonna live in this area. Constructions, big constructions in a cold area, that's where most of the people gonna go. So the Canadians, they're gonna take care of, because they're used to the weather. We don't want to bring people from Africa or South America, you know. They're used to warm weather to be working there, to close these places or demolish this place. We need people that are used to the weather, you know. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So you get here, you know, you make a harmonious line, and close. Yes, we're gonna close Hudson Bay. Okay, I'm gonna look a little bit like that. Let me make a little circle, a little bit like here, until this lake I talk about all the time, this lake right here, right? Okay, so gonna be harmonious here and harmonious there. So that's how it's gonna be. So everything that's in cold, not livable air, that's our priority. And everyone that lives close by is already mandatory. That's where they're gonna work. You know, we get the supporting cities, you know, here, and that's where they're gonna work every day. All right? Okay, so exception for living, you know, because here gonna be harder to live. So while they live there, we do have some cities. Let me show you, okay? You see, we have some supporting cities, a little bit here, villages, right, or airports, very small places, but we do. Okay, so as they start cleaning up, the coldest first for everything, the worst first, put in your head. Even from soap you use at your house, or detergent for clothes or food that's unhealthy, and also for demolishing. The worse, the further away first, okay, such as here, that's our priority. And then you go to the equator, you move, right? Because this area is going to be really easy, don't have much trees. We are not going to carry trees, grab trees from the middle of nowhere, in the middle of 2, 3, 4 meters of snow, right? We're not doing that. We're not bringing trees from here. Maybe here, you know, maybe from here might be sustainable, right? To cover areas that we want to plant or not, okay? But that is too far from Africa, you see? It's make no sense. It's quite far, you know, to bring all these things by airplane. It might not be worth it, you know. So I don't know, I haven't been there. And it's not many places. Let's see this one, how it look like. You see? There's not many trees. So we're not carrying trees from this area at all. We clean, we let go, and done. All right, but remember, when we put this land out the best as possible, right, we figure out what we're gonna do with these logs, okay, because eventually they're gonna end up in beaches. But it's okay, people can carry that log and, you know, turn into mulch or do whichever, right? Eventually, you know, any trees that gonna gonna be loosened at the oceans, eventually that's where they're gonna end, right? So they just cut everything down, and if somebody find trees, you know, somewhere, that's fine, no problem. Trees or logs. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So let me show you one more time. You see a very few cities, a very few villages, you know. Let's go over here. See if somebody live there. I don't see anybody. Move a little bit. Move a little bit. Nothing. Let's see if somebody lives here. No pictures. Let's wait. No pictures. Let's try over here. Nobody. Yeah. So we have to get people that live here. Don't know if those are villages or just summer vacation, you know, with these tents. But anyways, they can live in tents. That's fine, no problem. Okay? All right? Yeah, probably it's very small tents, winter type. Okay. So that is the priority. Okay? So it's huge, this area, and everyone living the closest as possible gonna be part of this team to help somehow, right? So and every day with consistency. So it's the morning team, the afternoon team. So while some is preparing the demolition boxes, some already dropping them off because people can't stay out the whole day, right? In the middle of all this snow, right? Makes sense? Okay. So that's how it's going to be done. All right? Okay. And yeah, in a few words, that's how it is. So the morning team, in the afternoon, they do something else. And the afternoon team, you know, in the morning, gonna do something else. They're gonna live the closest as possible, you know, in tent camps, you know, and or just get their plane and go, whichever the closest airports. So I can even search up, but in a few words, that's what will be done. So here in green, it will call the Green Land Demolition Team. Land demolition. Green land, land again. Oh, that's a problem. Land team, because then you're gonna have land. All right. Let's try Baffin Bay. Yeah, but then it's not northwestern. So we see if we find another name so we don't have two lands. Land. Leave it like that. Leave like that because everyone knows where Greenland is. It's a huge land and everyone knows. All right? Okay. So the Green land demolition team. The Green land demolition team. Yeah, and here is the South America demolition teams. South America demolition teams. Yeah, Green land demolition teams. Let's just keep one land then. Right? I think just keep one land. Green land demolition teams. All right? Okay, that's how gonna be. Remember, in my drawing, I just have a half, less than a half, because this is huge. You see here? You see? Look, if you get to this point, I just could draw a little bit, but if you really go, it's the double up still, okay? All right, so we start that way, you know, and keep going and keep going and keep going. So half day people go, and the other half is right there preparing food, organizing, taking classes, preparing those demolition boxes or whichever it is, okay? All right, the closest as possible, of course, right? And we can have the airports. Let me already decide. Okay, so this one is what I got for Alexandra Fiord. That's the best, the northern city I got. You see here, Alexandra Fiord. because I couldn't get any image from Rolling Bay, showed something else. Okay, so Alexandre Fior, you know, gonna start. So we can have some teams here and some teams at this Rolling Bay. Okay, so let's get some images of Alexandria Fior. Ah, sorry, I forgot here. Okay, mess up. Oh, that one was actually better, right? Okay, so here it is. So that's the type of housing they have, you know, the type of structure. So it's very, very cold. Some mountains, some, you know, a lot of icebergs, a lot of ice, right? Okay, all right. So here it is for you to have an idea. So people gonna live on this type of housing, right? And probably we're not going to have a hotel there. And they're gonna start working. So this is a few words. Probably those pictures were taken on summer, right? Makes sense. Probably that was summer. So we're gonna get people that are used to the weather, already live on those small cities or villages, okay? All right, so that's how it's gonna be. And they're gonna start and have a map, and then details we're gonna tell afterwards, but that are the teams, okay? Very good, and the housing will be what's the most available in each area. You know, the most sustainable. We're not building anything new. We are ready. If it's tent, those very special winter tents, then it's different. But if they already have something we can start, we start right there. All right? Very good. All right. So I got 3 airports here. Oops, I don't know what happened to the other one. So here's the Greece Fjord Airport. Here, oh, what happened? Oh, okay. Here's the Pond Inlet Airport, and was one more. Baffin Bay. No, that's the city. So I don't know what happened. My search was 3. Ah, okay. Here, Arctic Bay Airport. So people are gonna live right there. They get their airplane, go, come back, or you know. And we need the base, of course. You know those. Some platforms they can even stay on the top of oceans, right? And some small airplanes, they can bring those 10, 20 people. If they need it, they come back with more 20 people. There are small platforms that stay on the top of the water and oceans. It might be more sustainable than create anything on the top of all this ice. But here it is. So Arctic Bay Airport, Pond Inlet Airport, what's the other one? And Greece Fjord Airport. All right. So when I search it up, oh, here, Alert Airport. Okay, so we have 4 then. Alert Airport. Those where people gonna live right at the airport. They're gonna live right there in those tents or inside the airport that's already exists. Okay, let's click here and see what happens. Alert Airport. Alert Airport is located at Nunavut, Canada, about 830 kilometers south of the true North Pole. It is operated by the Canadian Department of National Defense and is part of the Canadian Forces Station Alert. They create all these names, but it's no reason. Not even many people living there, right? Okay, so we have this Alert Airport. All right, so let's put here Alert Airport, Canada, and let's see if we have some images. Let's try again. Airport, Canada. It's not showing. I'm so sorry. It's not showing images. Let me show here. Images. Doesn't show. But anyways, it's here, right? So we have those 4. I just said the name right there. Okay? So they're gonna be living right there inside those airports, right? Because we're not going to have tourists going in and out, and people from their own location gonna be working at those locations. All right, thank you so much. Here we are, more updates for all of us. All right, let's review. So, islands and land demolition teams. So, here it is. This one, number 1, North America team. North America team. This is really close by, so leave like that. Green land teams. And then this one is South America team. Okay, so that's number 3. So 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. No. Let's keep like this, and then we always go to the north afterwards. Keep, going towards the north. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we have here the Africa. Okay. So Africa team is the number 4, right? The number 4, demolition, land demolition teams. All of them, it's quite a few. So Africa, with all these things there, including Saudi Arabia and including Madagascar. So they are part of this team. And then what we have? We have the Asia team, right? So Africa is 4, and but here, if you see, we have just 5 and 6. So we're gonna do Australia here. Australia will be the 5, because then we complete them going upwards. The Asia is the number 6. Instead of finish, have the last ones down in the South Hemisphere, always try to have things up. So that's the 6 teams. So we're gonna have 6 continents, and no, we're gonna have 5 continents only, but 6 teams. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You see, when you get here, Antarctica, that's the smallest possible. But we're gonna take this point out, and we're gonna shape up everything else, because my computer, my laptop, doesn't get too small, you see? But it's not only this point, Here's the point again. Yeah, I think it's just the point, makes sense, right? Because the rest is quite harmonious, it's not that bad, If this is easy, we can take a bit more here, but I don't have, you see? I don't have a way to, it's too cold, so let's just take the point out. I think it's sustainable, right? Because we don't want to take all this part out, it's too much work, and it's not needed, nobody gonna live there, and it's more or less already harmonious. So let's just take this point out, and we are fine about Antarctica. So, we're gonna be 6 continents, because we're gonna take out the Greenland, right? We're gonna take out the Greenland, but we're gonna have Antarctica as a cold region. Okay? All right, very good. So thank you so much, and we see you soon. Oh, the other thing I didn't say, for places like the Greenland, so let's go back there. So it won't, for this to don't start building up again, I believe gonna be much more than 40 meters, of course. 40 meters for warm areas that we know ice not going to build up. But here, probably we have to take everything out of 100 meters down. So we don't have things building up again, okay? And we can even leave some areas here and there, so we can fly and keep checking to see if they need more demolition in the following years or not, okay? So we are going to keep somewhere in this area here, airports that easily can fly around and come back, fly around and come back, okay? To make sure, so let's already establish 200 meters, right? Because make no sense for us to do too shallow and we'll be start building up ice there again, okay? So for that specific one, you know, for Greenland, so that's like 200 meters deep. The demolition in all these areas here is 200 meters deep. Alaska, 200 meters deep. All this part that we're gonna take out. Make sense? Okay? So we don't have all this build up again, right? And the same way we can drill holes and go right there on the target and start from the mountains, after the main mountains, ranges, you know, whichever they have. And then that's what our objective is about, 200 meters deep, 200 meters deep. Okay, and for that point as well, you know, for this point here, for this point, Antarctica point as well, 200 meters down, so I want to start building up again. Thank you so much. Here's Goiana Ferreira from Florida with our plan for us to have a better humanity and for us to have a better planet as well. Thank you so much. We see you soon.